What up, y'all? It's your boy, the one and only A Switch, aka the Bubble Boy, but I don't got no bubble. But these bubbles are these fists, though. Yeah, aka I'm not sure if I'm sick or not. Aka boy, just boy. Leave it at that. Bringing you yet another episode of Switches Sites, episode 48 to be exact. Today's date is March 26th, 2020. Boy, man. Obviously, the big elephant in the room is the virus that is Corona. But hopefully, I'm bringing you yet another episode. Hopefully, maybe, brighten somebody's day. But man, boy, Jesus. Stuff is getting real. Getting real serious. I was just checking on some various news earlier today, and man, 3 million people, over 3 million, submitting up for unemployment. Whew. And I hear that's like quadruple, probably the highest technically, I want to say, back in 1980 something. That is just crazy. This is a very weird time we're in right now. It's like we can't even function currently in the world. That is just surreal to me. At least that I guess I was able, on top of that, of being able to witness and be, kind of engrossed in something like this is crazy as well. Boy, well, man, thoughts and prayers to everybody that was probably more than likely severely affected, which is probably all of us in one way or another. Man, it is still crazy to think about just the weight of what happened and how greatly it affected us. But boy. Then on top of that, not making it any better, you got at least in LA specifically, with our stay home orders and whatnot, and dudes playing pickup games. Oh boy, got to do better. But I at the same time, I hear the police are cracking down on that. Like, hey, where you going and what you doing? I need to know. So, yeah, man, just not knowing what is gonna happen in the future is kind of crazy when you think about it. I guess maybe it's starting to weigh in a little bit more now, but nonetheless, I'm still coping with it. Well, you know me personally. I mean, I'm thriving off this basically, since it's kind of technically my natural habitat, if you will. Well, I mean, I've been doing. I joked about it on Twitter, but been doing the quarantine life before the quarantine was even a quarantine. So I'm like, oh, well, I guess this is pretty much the same for me. Not sure about anybody else, but yeah, no. But yeah, I understand a lot of folks are getting stir crazy, and just overall, just yeah, basically that essentially, the desire to go out and do stuff and whatnot, which I I don't really have the desire, so but I mean, I've been taking advantage of it at least. I mean, obviously that's the only thing you can do. Getting some gaming in more than I usually have, which is good. Not sure, maybe a point where that might, okay, I'm starting to get stir crazy too, but I mean, at least getting the essentials out the way, being able to go out real quick, maybe get a breath of fresh air and come back. That's essentially all I need personally, but obviously other people are way different than me. Very understandably, since I'm unusual, as many others are too. So, but yeah, obviously have to acknowledge the current weight of the situation. It's crazy, man. Very, very crazy. And yeah, on top of that, it's probably gonna be a pretty short episode in tune because of that, obviously. Understandable reasons. But There were some news tidbits that did actually come out, actually. So we'll cover what little bit we do have. So the probably first biggest news aspect of this week is out of nowhere, even though somewhat highly rumored, the Nintendo Direct Mini. I think it was roughly 30 minutes or so. Actually got a lot of info that did come out. Some interesting ones. I'd say as a whole, nothing personally that like struck me or took me off guard or surprised me or that I was very excited for or that we didn't know already. Um, so I guess we'll just go down the list technically down everything. Xenoblade Chronicles, I believe this was somewhat confirmed, but we didn't get a release date. But I know they did confirm the release date, which is, obviously, if the COVID-19 doesn't affect anything, which it may more than possibly will at the same time. I believe May 25th was Xenoblade Chronicles. I've not really been involved in the series. I know they have Shulk, the character from the game. I believe the main character from the game. I haven't really messed with him like that, but yeah, I mean it's fine. Probably maybe one of the more notable aspects was 2K Games support on the Switch with Borderlands. I think the collection. I don't think maybe 3 though. I think the Handsome Collection, or maybe they're starting with 3. I mean 1 and then going to 3. Let's see. Let me verify that. Not seeing any. Interesting. Yeah, Borderlands Legendary Collection. So that is telling me that's different from the Handsome Collection, which probably, in comparison, probably includes less games. I don't think it includes the pre-sequel, and I think just that. I don't think it includes the pre-sequel. Let's verify. Let's fact check live. That's weird. They call it the Handsome Collection. Maybe there was a miscommunication. Maybe they did a last minute change. But Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. That's weird. So it doesn't include the original? Interesting. Yeah, it seems to only be 2 and pre-sequel. That's gonna be super misleading for somebody who who had Borderlands on like Xbox or PS4 or PC and like, oh yeah, I want to play this on Switch, boy. But then again, I mean, who's gonna really be playing Borderlands 1 specifically? But still, maybe it actually is the what do they call it? They called it the Legendary Collection. So I think the Legendary Collection is probably the current change, but at least online as of now, this recording, it's listed as the Handsome Collection, which if you don't look at the little details or minor details, the description, it is super misleading. The box art looks just like the Xbox and PS4 ports as well, so that's an issue. I mean, if you care about that stuff, I guess specifically, but that's messed up. That's messed up. Either way, alongside of that, the BioShock Infinite. Oh, so they're doing that separate. So BioShock Infinite's getting ported, and then the BioShock the Collection, which does include BioShock Remastered and BioShock 2 Remastered. So that's good. At least that's accurate of what actually you're getting, versus the Legendary Collection. And let me make sure, because I'm pretty certain Borderlands 1 was included in the original consoles. So, but I may be wrong. So let's take a look at the PS4 port. Borderlands, the Handsome Collection. Borderlands 2, Borderlands pre-sequel. Okay, maybe I'm wrong then. I could have swore the first one was included there as well. Huh. Well, taught me something. I guess because both games does include Handsome Jack. So I stand corrected. Live correction upon myself. Slaps to my hand. Somebody tie me up, put me in a gimp suit, tell me I'm scum. I like it like that. Sorry, I don't know where that. Not sure where we veered down weirdo lane, but you know what? We're gonna go back on the main street. Probably next, Bravely Default 2. Haven't really played that. Heard good things about it. That's good. Oh, and a free demo. Okay. Probably won't have time to ever touch that anytime soon. Animal Crossing New Horizons, that got or is getting like I guess an April update for all the respective April content. I believe April 1st through 12th, where you can mess around with the bunnies and do bunny stuff, hide eggs, and like give Tom Nook a egg and tell him he a bitch and then run away. I hope that's in there. I really do. I'm praying for that. Praying for that new update. Actually, you know what? We're gonna confirm it on the podcast now. You can give Tom Nook an egg and call him a bitch and run away. You heard it here first, folks. Unofficial but official at the same time. You could essentially do it, but maybe not directly all in game, but you can like yell at your TV and tell Tom Nook he a bitch, and then you get it's the same thing. Okay, I'm just saying. Next, Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion pass. So I believe they divulged a little bit more info, but it seemed pretty much more the same. I think a lot of stuff we already knew or assumed that was going to be added. Nothing necessarily new. I'm really seeing. Yeah, everything's roughly the same. Nothing really notable, but I guess give you a little reminder, like, hey man, hey, I know you like Pokemon Sword and or Shield. Ideally, would like you to buy both for the true experience. But hey, just get that DLC pass while you're at it. I know they showed no shame when you boot the game. I don't have the game yet, but when you boot the game, they have hey, get this damn DLC right now. You want it. You haven't even beat the main game yet, but hey, just you you're gonna beat it, so you might as well just put a little bit more money down on that expansion pass. Just secure your purchases. All right. Okay. It was one notable game. Just seemed very weird and out of place. But I mean, it definitely is scratching somebody's itch for sure. Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, which is basically all these miscellaneous games you can play. I think they showed Solitaire, which I don't know, something about having a Solitaire on your Switch is like funny to me. Or I think just card games in general, when you just have a card game that you could just have and play instead of playing on the Switch that you could play. But I mean, it's Solitaire. You can't play online with anybody, which is another aspect they did mention, that you can't play at least locally with all of the games. I want to say that, obviously include the multiplayer support as well as the online for select games. They didn't specify which ones, probably on their page or store page, I'm assuming, but that's dropping June 5th. So hey, trying to get some 52 pickup, trying to get some hot 52 pickup action going. I mean, that game, I don't think that game is in there. Actually, 51 games. Hey, I might have missed that one, but yeah. if you want to play some they also had that caught me off guard too. Damn it, Mahjong. They had like a couple variants of Mahjong, I believe. So that's cool. You want to get your Mahjong practice in. Yeah. You know, if you you're trying to get the trophies in Yakuza, and you know, Yakuza just being straight ass in terms of your luck, and just screwing you in every way possible. Hey, come on, 52. I keep wanting to call it 52 pickup overall, but 51. That is such a weird number. Why not make it 2? Just put one more game in there. Just put a game where, you know, just Nintendo characters just talking to each other, and you gotta guess what they look like. What's the one game show? Damn it. Something about mystery date, or where you try to guess who you would want to date based off of a set of questions. I'm gonna hate myself for not remembering that. What is it? Nope, I gotta do it. I got this. This must be addressed right now. Damn it. Mysterious dater game show. Google knows. Mystery date. Is it mystery date? That's what it was called? Yeah, I think it was. It's a board game. It's a damn board game. Mystery dating game. Mystery dating. I got it. Don't worry. Mystery dating game show. Mysterious. No. Damn it. That's gonna drive me crazy now. I think. Oh no, it was called the dating game, wasn't it? I'm seeing it. I think it's the dating game. Yeah, the dating game is an ABC television show. First aired in the 1960s. Yeah, that's when I remembered it. I mean, I wasn't born in the 1960s, but you know, syndication and stuff. Nick at Night, TV Land. Okay, jeez, you guys aren't cultured, and it shows. All right, damn it. Okay, yeah, the dating game. All right, had to squash that. That had to have happened. Okay, so yeah, Clubhouse game led me to that somehow. Burnout Paradise Remastered, that was interesting. I mean, I would have wanted Burnout Revenge or Burnout 3 Takedown, but you know what? Take what you can get, all right? I'll be just port begging. You know what? Hey, all right, I don't like Burnout Paradise Remastered. I want Burnout Paradise. No, I want Burnout Paradise Revenge. Nope, that'd be kind of cool though. Burnout Paradise Revenge, I kind of like that. Fuser. I guess this was supposed to be some rhythm game. I didn't catch that either. That I just totally wrote it off in my head. King's Bounty. I think XCOM for the strategic fans out there. The first XCOM. Ninjala. This was somewhat interesting. It was made from the same people that made Let It Die. Keeping the trend of free to play. It seemed at first it looked like a Splatoon sequel or something like that, like some continuation, but apparently it's a whole brand new IP. It seems to be exclusive to Nintendo, I would assume, because it just seemed too like, you know, Nintendo-y. That's got to be a new verb now. I'm pretty sure I saw it. I'm using incorrect grammar. I'm pretty sure I saw it in the Webster's dictionary. Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting. Not sure about the cutesiness of it, but I'd give it a try. Free to play for sure. Catherine Full Body, you know, Wario 64 for those that aren't hip. That is a huge prime source for video game deals and sales and all that good stuff. Apparently, this game is on sale for the very low price of $1,000. That might have changed, but you know, hey, this game ain't cheap. That price is worth it. I can't vouch for it because I've never played it before, but hey, you got three women that I think, from osmosis, I think you kind of maybe potentially pick one or can pick all of them. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just deviating, but hey, $1,000. That's pretty cheap for a game nowadays. Go get it. Go get it. All right, that stimulus check you getting? Hey, Catherine Full Body, well worth it. Hey, it's so good I haven't even played it because I don't want it to ruin all of the other games that I really enjoy. All right. A lot of Star Wars representation. Star Wars Episode Racer, which I don't care about, but on the opposite side, Star Wars Jedi Academy, I think is the third of the Academy series. I think 2 came out previously a couple of months ago. And it looks like it has full online capabilities, which that was surprising to me. I thought they would have kind of half-assed it and just give you the single player, and you're like, hey, there you go, buddy. So that is kind of enticing me to get it at some point. But yeah, what else? Saints Row 4. Yeah, okay, I guess. Trials of Mana. I've not really played that. Elder Scrolls Blades, which I think is a mobile game. Minecraft Dungeons, Warhammer 40,000, Mr. Driller Drillland, Legends of Heroes, and Vigor. And of course, best for last, a respectable pick, I'd say. They did announce the next character to kick off the season, or Fighters Pass 2 or Fighters Pass Season 2. I think they call it Fighters Pass 2. Is ARMS. A character. They didn't say what character it is. They said a fighter from ARMS. So I think this could go a couple of ways. Son of a bitch. I did not. Got to record. Well, start now. That's just gonna add to my workload, but either way, they started a damn it, that just threw me off. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Yeah, for ARMS they had they announced that a fighter would be for ARMS, but they didn't say who. My guess is that it's gonna be yeah, it could be anybody. My guess is that it's probably going to be a new character that's going to be added to ARMS. That's just, that I don't know, though. That's a huge gamble to have a new DLC character to ARMS that, like, potentially people won't like. Yeah, I don't think so. I know a lot of people are rooting for a Twin L, the fighter with the yams. Okay, you know. She got the junk in the trunk, the honey bun for your fun, the cookie for your Tukey, or maybe the Tukey for your cookie. Man, the biscuit for your fries. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go with that. If you catch my drift. If you catch my drift. So, yeah. Twintel. That's her name. Obviously, I've not played the game that much. I have it, but I haven't really played it. Well, on top of people just stopped playing it when I was like, oh, yeah, maybe I'll try it out. So I'm like, I don't really feel like playing it now. So, probably going to see a resurgence of playing the game when this DLC fighter drops. But I don't know. I think it's probably maybe Twin L. Maybe they might potentially just, catch us off guard, include like all of them, but maybe there would be just some slight minor differences. So it'd just be like what, 9 Echo Fighters. I don't think there was a big roster of them in terms of the game. I think it was maybe like 8, 9 at the most. I think they had like one DLC character or 2 after they were released. So I respect it. I mean, it makes sense. Obviously, I think that kind of lines up with I believe it was a rumor that like Nintendo was being more involved in terms of the selection process, that it had to for sure be kind of vouched by Nintendo, or that it was somewhat going to be more Nintendo focused, something like that. So yeah, this is definitely setting a tone. If anything, I doubt it'll be all Nintendo characters. I'm pretty sure they're definitely gonna still give us that excitement of somebody outside of Nintendo joining the fun. Yeah, I think that's pretty likely. Something that came to my head about that, specifically regarding something that I'm not remembering. It was something notable regarding arms. Maybe that was it. Maybe I just lost it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anymore. And they're coming out in June, so whoever it is will be out in June. Oh yeah, now I remember. It was basically that this is pretty big in terms of it breaks the rule or expectation or rule of thumb or theory, whatever you want to call it, that like, there's basically a particular somewhat implied set of rules based on how all of the characters released before. So in particular, basically if your character is a spirit, trophy, I guess that was it, spirit, trophy, or me fighter costume, then odds are they would not be that would automatically rule them out of being a character in the game, basically, or totally rule out any possibility of them being in the game as a fighter. So basically, since ARMS characters are trophies in the game, this kind of breaks that whole expectation that a trophy can't be a character in the game. So maybe it won't be exactly. I think it was only the main guy that was a trophy. The main, like, I guess, generalized character. I know he has a name, but I don't know. Something about him just felt so generic to me, even though he was unique with his arms popping out. But basically, I think him, maybe the girl version of him as well. But yeah, so that's going to be interesting, because that kind of basically just opens the lid of, oh, well, anything's possible now. These characters can be anybody. We already had a trophy, and now we have now they can be a character now. What is this? What is life anymore? So that's gonna be interesting to see how that pans out. At least going for the next DLC characters going forward. So pretty cool stuff. I respect it. It definitely, obviously, wouldn't be my choice, but I respect it. Understandable. They probably translate pretty well to the to Smash, obviously. So cool. I like it. So moving on. But overall, I mean, just to recap on the Nintendo Direct, it was cool. It was okay. It was fine. Not a lot of games that spoke to me, but I respected it. Probably a lot of random IPs. Probably Panzer Dragoon was the big one. That, like, I heard a lot of good stuff about, but never tried, and that people were caught off guard. I know that shit is stupid expensive if you were to get it for the Sega Saturn, but yeah, overall solid for people that liked the respective games. So Next topic. Apparently, um, according to SteamDB, which basically is kind of like a repository or source that kind of will populate whenever there's an update or any change made for any of the games on Steam. So, in particular, for Mortal Kombat 11 specifically, there's been a pretty obvious hint at a new collection for Mortal Kombat 11, which is at least rumored in this case, which is pretty, I guess, apparent. The app, in terms of the package of the change list, is called Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath Collection. And yes, people who are very scared that the collection will be changed to a C have no fear. The K for collection remains. All right, everybody. Oh, oh God. Oh boy. Oh, had me there. Oh. If they did, if they did a collection with a C, boy, I would have been mad. Oh, no, I wouldn't have bought it. I wouldn't have bought it. Based off that fact alone, I wouldn't have bought it. So, going and digging through some of the files and updates and character slots and various nerdy data stuff that people were able to scour. Apparently, there's going to be a substantial amount of additional DLC characters as well. At least the names or the file names, at least that pretty obvious hints is that Shiva, the four-armed, Goro. Goro, relative, Fujin. I think he's the wind god from I think he was in Mortal Kombat 4. I recall. I think that was at least his premiere. He probably, I know, came into everything. Been in a lot of lore stuff and things like that. And probably a pretty big notable one is Ash Williams from Evil Dead. I've not really watched the movies, but I'm very familiar with the character and kind of the lore, at least to some extent. So that's pretty cool, if true. And the release is pretty close. I don't think it was confirmed, but I mean, at least the anniversary for Mortal Kombat 11 is coming up, so it would make a lot of sense and line up pretty correctly if all this is valid. So probably just these 3 additional characters bundled in with the existing fighting pass would make sense. So yeah, very interesting. I guess there are some rumors about RoboCop potentially, but I don't know. That's a little bit more rumory, table salt, pile of salt, a lot of salt. Just put salt everywhere, because that may not be. But they say they might use the Triborg kind of template for him, which that would just be, depending on how they do it, it will feel pretty half-assed. If they do expand upon it, make him make sense and be in his own at the same time, then it would make more sense and be more justified. But I don't know outside of that, though. I don't know. Then a total of 42 characters overall, though. That seems pretty high. Even including all of the rumored new characters as well as the characters from the Fighters Pass. I don't think there were that many. And then, so maybe that could potentially just be placeholder for future characters or future Fighters Pass. Fighters Pack, Mortal Kombat. But, So crossplay, I know that's kind of technically been in beta, where you can technically do it, but only for like custom matches and not ranked matches. So that might actually get like, I guess, promoted, where it was kind of like under the scenes or very discreet. Um, huh. Okay. Cool. I mean, that'd be cool. Good thing I didn't get the Fighters Pass, because I was definitely on the verge, especially when Spawn came out. I was like, all right, it's time for me to jump back into Mortal Kombat. But I mean, now I'm just gonna hold, see what comes of this. I totally forgot she was in the story mode too. Shiva, she was in the story mode. I mean, if we gonna get real honest and candid right now, she was pretty cute. I mean, with the four arms thing, I mean, that takes some getting used to, but I mean, just think of the possibilities. All right, that's that just sounds wrong or something. Oh, all right, let me stop. Let me stop. I mean, I'm just saying, you just put some makeup on, get a little bit of that lipstick, nice little dress. I don't even. She's not even human though. Yeah, see, that's just Okay, all right. It's very human like traits. Okay, all right. Just saying, I'm not into that. Bestiality, because she's not a beast. She's a human. She's just a slight variation of. I think I've said too much. I think I've said too much. Boy, on that note, um let's get into just what I've been up to lately gaming wise. Boy, Modern Warfare, I'd say, because of the onslaught of everything's coming now, it's been put on the back burner a little bit. I've been putting some time, at least over the last weekend or since last episode, a little bit of, I think I've kind of come back to multiplayer for a bit, just to kind of get the challenges out the way, because I'm just this weird desire in me is just compelling me to complete all of the challenges, since it's like, I feel like this is some term or some defined thing, but just this weird sense of accomplishment and wanting to continue the accomplishment with getting just this dumb freaking emblem, just to signify that I completed all the challenges and keep that going as long as I can. But we'll see. The odds are against me on that one, considering everything that's going to be coming out. Also, boy, man, that RE3 demo, at least first when I was playing it, I think I talked to you guys about it before, but when I'm playing it now, goodness, especially getting the hidden trophies, or shooting the hidden tools, or not tools, hidden characters or figures. Basically, that just got me to really want to keep playing it again. Just find out little cool secrets and tidbits. Probably the biggest cool one, at least I was seeing on Twitter for some people that they had, was they somehow managed to get a freaking assault rifle in the demo. I'm like, how did they do that? And then after playing it a couple of times, and admittedly, I know for one of the figures, you have to do something super damn specific that I for sure would have never guessed, which was basically you have to do a perfect dodge 25 times. They give you some leeway, but it's like kind of weird in terms of where you actually get it. So at least specifically, we about to nerd out right now. Okay, let me just put on my gotta shift my glasses to put my nerd hat on real quick. You had to perfect dodge 25 times, but the leeway was a bit weird. So basically, during the start of the demo, I tried it, and I think I did maybe like 10-15 times before I got killed by the zombie I was trying to dodge. And it seemed like it cleared all of the credit, or dodged perfect dodge that it recorded. So I had to basically technically do it all again. So it was a little iffy on where that was tracked, but technically after you die, it would still keep accumulating those from the game in one way, shape, or form, I guess. But basically managed to do that, and then when you do that, you have to go to this particular area in the game where it has the doors that open and close, or that what type of scare is it called? I guess I'm gonna just say cheap scare, where just a cheap scare to just startle you or whatever, like they had in the original ones, which was a cool callback to the original RE3 Nemesis. But basically, after you do that, that's the only way you can get the car to open and then shoot the figure that's inside. So it was one like that, and it was another one similar where you had to shoot this guy. One specifically when Nemesis comes in the picture, and then basically track your ass all the way back to the another area in the demo where you can then trigger a similar thing and shoot the figure that way. Then it was one other one where you had to basically aim at a poster inside the toy shop for like 10 seconds. It's been kind of I've been hearing two sides where basically you have to shoot it, or like shoot it and look at it for 10 seconds, or just look at it for 10 seconds. It seemed to be you just have to look at it for 10 seconds or whatever. So I did that, and then basically you do that, and then you go look at the donut in the one area basically, and then the little figure would appear that way. Super like crazy stuff that I never would think of doing, but apparently like super duper more hardcore fans than me managed to like do this like apparently in hours or so. Managed to figure all this stuff out. I have no clue. I feel like it's got to be a point where you have to look at the code of the game to figure stuff like that out, because I don't see how anybody could like just formulate or like extrapolate or think outside the box to actually think of something like that specifically. Stuff like that just blows my mind, especially if somebody's able to just legitimately do that on their own. That is that always blows my mind that people are able to find out like Easter eggs and stuff like that, which at the same time kind of makes sense, like what like people finding out Easter eggs and secrets like 20 years later after a game's releases is crazy, man. It is surreal just how people are just able to, I guess, I don't know, just get the intuition, intelligence, what have you, just to figure some crazy, weird, outside of the box, very, I don't know, methodical stuff that I don't know. For me, I just can't wrap around my head. So obviously I looked up a YouTube video for all this stuff, but I was just amazed at like all this specific stuff you had to do to trigger some of this stuff, and they expected you to figure this out. But I guess apparently people did. That just befuddles me to a great extent. But I digress. I did since I have the luxury of playing on the multiple platforms, I was just curious, just to see what is the ideal best platform to play, at least more than likely the game on. So I think at first I played with the Xbox One version, and I think I was talking last episode, it was like 30 FPS at some moments. It didn't seem to be like the standard 60 FPS, at least as far as the RE2 remake was concerned. But obviously that's the demo, so that was a very maybe early build, so it may not specifically be indicative of the current version that's going to come out. So it seemed to perform much better on the PS4. I noticed, at least, and then just the PC was just like just a grab bag. But I mean, that's more of a testament to my PC than anything, because I have a pretty not out of date, but a fairly out of date. Well, I don't think out of date is a pretty accurate, but basically not the most recent version of a graphics card. I think it's like technically 3 years old. 1080 Ti. So it was that where I ideally wanted to get 4K 60 FPS, but I, at least for whatever reason, one way or another, I was able to ideally get that working how I wanted. So I don't know, just to save the pain and like torment of fidgeting with PC settings to get it ideally how I would want. I might ultimately go with PS4 potentially. It depends. See how things go. Maybe I'll get inspired one day to start messing with the PC settings. I was able to get 1080p 120, but I was like, I don't know. Not sure if I want to compromise more resolution for frame rate. And that's always just that's super first world problem, but it's always a battle. Always kind of fight with. Do I want 60 FPS but at the sacrifice of resolution, or do I want higher resolution but at the sacrifice of frames per second? I mean, at least ideally for me, sweet spot would be 60 FPS 4K, but I mean, obviously with the next gen consoles, that's going to be more viable, realistic. It seems like. So I don't know. Super first world problem. Let me preface, obviously. But hey, if you got the means, why not get the best fidelity and performance possible? I think that's what anybody should do. So, let me whiff my PC master race here real quick. Even though I'm not the most up to date, but yeah. So that was fun, and in turn after that, I was getting super hyped. Specifically, finding out all the kind of intricacies of Nemesis, just how he operates in this demo was pretty cool. Just to get prepped up and like amped for when he does release, because boy, just learning how to dodge him. He's way more easier than zombies, it feels like, especially when you just get a vibe of his tells and kind of his indications of his particular moves. Was pretty fascinating. Also, I love the fact that he his head jiggles when you stab it and hit it. It's great. So, and he's actually pretty smart. Well, obviously he's much smarter than Mr. X, but in a lot of other aspects too. Specifically, when you try to shoot him or shoot his heart container, which that's pretty much new now. He didn't have that in the original RE3. He like actually blocks it with his hand, which is it's pretty cool. Like, oh, all right, I wasn't ready for that. Okay, I don't know what to do now. So that was a pretty cool kind of aspect to kind of play around with. But boy, when he throw them hands hurt. Them hands hurt real bad. I think he, in like one combo, he could pretty much kill you instantly. Well, I mean, not instantly, but in 3 hits, he could pretty much kill you if you don't dodge or, get out of the way or whatever. But I do like, the addition of being able to interact with environments as well, in terms of, using explosive canisters and electrical fields and stuff like that. So he's looking pretty fun to kind of mess with. He kind of has some weird Spider-Man vibes too. It's like he's I mean, realistically now using his tentacles more, smart in a smarter fashion, where he's able, like, just like whip out of nowhere, like, hey, what up? And then just, all right, oh, you're going away, all right, see you later. He just straight whips out like Spider-Man. I feel the memes coming. I feel the Spider Nemesis memes coming at some point. But yeah, overall, loving Nemesis. Totally warmed up to him after the initial demo or reveal of his character. Very interested to see how this is going to play out, but I don't know. all of at least from the demo, I played that demo crazy, especially more than the RE2 demo, just based off of the dumbass 30-second restriction, which I'm so glad they removed this time around. Man, oh, it's shaping up to be real good, real great, real great. And I hear, boy, there's a lot of spoilers that came out. Whew, instantly reverted to muted some of them keywords with reckless abandon. And yeah, I ain't taking no chances. You hear me? No chances. Anybody even spit RE3, gonna get these knuckles. You hear me? Go get these knuckles. Gonna get every single knuckle. All right. I may not have them all, but they gonna get every single one. Not sure what, but I digress. And in line with that got me super amped, and I was thinking about it, debating it. I wasn't sure if I really wanted to, but boy, yep, that veered me over the edge to replay the original RE3 Nemesis just to get a refresher, see what they changed compared to the game, or what they added, or what they referenced to. And boy, man, that game is I think a lot better than I remembered, at least maybe in this time and age. But to kind of at least put some preface, some context at least, I did have everything unlocked. I know I grinded way back when I was playing RE3 for the mercenaries mode, where basically if you play that enough, or beat it enough with various characters or whatever, you get currency to basically buy power weapons in the main game, like infinite assault rifle, infinite Gatling gun, infinite rocket launcher, and I think the last one, which was like fucking like $1 million, was infinite ammo for all the weapons in the game. So I think I unlocked most of that. I didn't unlock the Gatling gun though, so I did put some work into getting that unlocked. Boy, I just had a great time, just overpowering people. So maybe that was a little bit of a factor in there, but I was like, I beat the game legitimately already. I mean, I deserve it. Okay, all right. I worked for this. Okay, let me have this. So I did do some grinding in terms of that, but boy, was it worth it. It was great. It was great. Just not having to worry about Nemesis, like, oh, here we go again. Here we go. Let me get this rocket launcher real quick. He goes down to like what? He has like two like hits or two states. So basically, if you kill him or do enough damage, he'll fall down for a certain period, I guess, to catch your breath, and then he'll come back up. And then if you get him one more time, give him enough damage, then he's down. He's down for the count. And then he'll do the cool weapon drops and stuff like that. So that's been pretty great going through. Definitely got a really good gist. I actually beat it 2 times, actually. Basically just get an impression of kind of the endings and see what they kind of maybe decided, since at least what they said is that there's not gonna be multiple endings, and there's gonna be, no choices as well. A bit of a bummer, but at the same time, I get it, I understand. So yeah, man, holds up, man, really does. Yeah, very excited to see how they change, or what they decided to go with and deviate off of and whatnot. Come the remake, which is pretty damn close. Like next week, man, it's crazy. In line with that as well, I'm just getting on like a nostalgia refresher kick lately. I initially started Final Fantasy VII, but then like I swear after like 2 hours of playing, I was like, man, you know what? I should really play Final Fantasy Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. So that's exactly what I did. So I scraped up my PSP from somewhere, managed to get Crisis Core. I have the UMD for it, but ran into this annoying, irritating ass issue where basically I'm not sure if it was because the PSP hasn't been used in a long time or what, but basically it was this weird error specifically when I would boot up the PSP, play the game, it would do this weird probably like after it was very sporadic, if anything. I'll play it for a little bit and then it'll give me this error as if I was pressing the PS button. That like, do you want to quit this game? No, this is why I'm playing it. What are you talking about, PSP? And basically, after some troubleshooting, I think it's either an issue. It's something with either the disc detection or reader on the back, where basically it like if you put it in and have it run, but if I like slightly like move the lid on the back, it will do that error and then it will stop reading the disc on top of that. So I have to wait for like 10 seconds for the disc to kind of go back into action. So I was like, you know what? This is going to totally ruin my experience of the game. So I was like, you know what? How hard is it to hack a PSP? So I, did some sleuthing, right? And then, boy, it is super ridiculously easy to hack a PSP. That's what I learned. So just some YouTube searching, some tutorials, just straight up just hacked it, downloaded the ISO to my memory card, and then played it that way, able to access my save data just the same. And boy, that's just night and day. And I think the loading times are even better. So ultimately worked out better that way. So, and then shoot, now I feel like the possibilities are endless. Now I can, if I wanted to, mess with emulating and putting some Game Boy and Super Nintendo, and just go crazy. Then they, on top of that, I mean, I'm just going down all these rabbit holes, I know, but you can also get like a micro SD to whatever PSP's proprietary card adapter. So you can technically like put like what 250 gigabyte SD card in there, and then put whatever many games you want. Go crazy, get stupid, go crazy. So the possibilities are endless. But man, that was a clutch save, I'd say, because boy, I was like, I'm not sure if I want to finish this, but ultimately hacking the PSP saved the day. For a game I obviously own legitimately. Thank you very much. Okay, just putting that out there. All right, I legitimately bought the game. Back in what 2009 or 8. I hacked with viable means and own the game. Thank you. All right. Okay. So, yeah, that was a fun experience. So I think I'm about to beat that as well. I think it's like roughly 10 hours. I thought it was longer than that, but I think that has a lot of side stuff you can do, like missions and stuff to get, super exclusive materia and summons and all that. But I'm thoroughly enjoying that game, man. And boy, I'm not ready, but I know it's going to happen. So not going to spoil anything, but man, I'm not ready for it, but I'm like ready for it at the same time. It's got to happen, it's got to happen. So probably after that, I may possibly stream Final Fantasy, because I've been weird. So like I played the first 2 hours, right? Played the first 2 hours. I was like, you know what? Let me I can name my character. So like, you know what? Let me name it myself. Let me name Barrett Beareasy. And I was like, you know what? 2 hours in, I'm like, seeing this 40 hours in, these are like these are known established characters now. It just didn't feel right to just keep playing with, having a character not be named how they should. So with the caveat of, or, exception of renaming Aerith to Aerith as it accurately should be, right? Hey, that nerd hat is still on. All right. Okay. So, yeah, I think I'm just gonna. This is the stupidest, like minuscule stuff, but for some reason it just bothers me. I mean, hey, 40 hours. You wanna, keeping track of the characters' names and seeing the names, and I don't know. Just maybe it's the obsessive compulsiveness slightly of it, but yeah, yeah. I'm probably gonna do that, but that might get me to stream it at some point. Specifically that I wasn't really certain about Crisis Core, but boy, having that hooked up using the cool I think it's only for the PSP 3000 that you can use the extension or basically external connection where you can hook it up to a TV. So I have that basically hooked up through my system where now I can basically play it on my TV, which is pretty great. On top of the having to hook it up to the Frame Meister, which lets you boy, love that damn thing, where you can basically scale the aspect ratio. So basically you can compensate for the PSP when you play it on a TV where it's like super unrealistic, like a very like small square on a big TV that you have. So now you can basically scale it properly where now it takes up most of the screen, and it's great. It's great. Just let you know. So if you have for those, I guess, weirdly have a PSP and waiting for the day to see maybe if that works or whatnot, I don't know. But totally supports the PSP, and boy, it is great. I mean, obviously it doesn't look perfect. I mean, because of it's the PSP and PSP graphics, but just appreciate what it is. It's great. Pretty great. So, yeah, outside of that, that's pretty much what I've all been up to gaming wise. So, yeah. Oh boy. It's like I'm back in 1996, 7. Nope, 1997 and 8. So I think FF7 came out in 1997, I believe. And RE3 came out 90, I'm pretty sure 98. So, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much been it. Yeah, I guess a little bit of housekeeping. As some of you may have noticed if you subscribed, probably not, but actually, finally, after what months, many months, uploaded my backlog of these episodes to the to YouTube. I think I told you I already figured out how to transfer the video or audio to video form, where basically just putting a picture file or PNG, JPEG, and just uploading audio that way, which I managed to do as well. So everything has been successfully published. Sorry if I've just like spammed uploads for people that were subscribed or what have you, but hey, you know what? The ends justify the means. All right, the ends justify the means. May have had to kill some people, may have done some things I wasn't too proud of, but hey, it's done. The deed is done. All right. Have any questions you'd like to submit? I mean, in this tough time, but hey, to kind of help take your mind off the craziness. Working through it, at least what I've found is just, funny stuff, keeping yourself entertained, occupied, helps a lot. I felt just some type of inspiration in light of craziness that's going on. It's still hard to believe stuff like this is happening right now, but hey, the cards are there. You gotta deal them. You gotta. The cards are there, but you gotta move them. The cards are there. Something about a hand. You got the hand, but you gotta move it You're not dealt with the cards that you're handed. Boy, I am butchering this horribly. I'm sorry, but you know what? Hey, you get what I'm saying, right? I hope so. But yeah. So, oh damn it. It's like I know it, but I don't at the same time. You gotta pick up the cards that you're dealt. You gotta deal with the cards that you're dealt. Pretty sure that's somewhat close. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, if you have any questions you'd like to submit to the show, to read at some other time, feel free to submit them at aswitchtv@gmail.com. If I get enough, I'll dedicate a segment of the show for that. Yeah, I think that covers it, guys. Of course, be safe. Wash your damn hands. Don't touch me. Don't touch me specifically. You could touch everybody else and spread it. No, I mean, keep your hands to yourself. I mean, that's just they told you that in like kindergarten. I'm just saying. Man, don't sneeze on people. Cover your mouth. You know, look both ways before you look both ways before you're crossing the street. But it's like, oh well, you can't really go outside that much. So I mean, that won't really apply. But yeah, face masks don't really do much unless you're sick. So be cautious about that. Boy, put a door under the key. Boy, no, put a key under the door. Yeah, that's it. I could keep going, but I won't. All right. Until next time, get your game on. I'm just saying, because boy, I mean, if you're not a gamer now, I don't know. It's just gonna be a tough time. No sports. I mean, that's tough. Sports was like the next best thing for people, but it's like now we don't got sports anymore. Look at old, archive sports matches, but it's like you already know the outcome, so it's like yeah, that kind of ruins the fun, I guess. Yeah, so I guess scratch that. But yeah, guys, till next time.